welcome to another episode of the Kitchen Angle Podcast. Your hosts, Mike.
Vote him into oblivion. Got to get rid of him. So bad for our country. First of all, I'm feeling great. I don't know about you. How's everyone feeling? And I'm honored to welcome, we call this a peaceful protest, to the White House in support of the incredible men and women of law enforcement and all of the people that work so well with us. And I have to tell you, our black community, our Hispanic community, thank you very much. Thank you. But before going any further, I want to thank all of you for your prayers. I know you've been praying, and I was in that hospital. I was watching down over so many people, and I went out to say hello to those people, and I took a little heat for it, but I'd do it again. Let me tell you, I'd do it again.
All right, folks, that was the president making his first appearance publicly since he left Walter Reed last week, his first appearance. Did that at the White House on the lawn, and a lot of people, of course, the media's got to blow it up. The media's got to say, "Oh, it was too soon for him to be out doing public appearances." This and that. I mean, Crazy Nancy even have mentioned that she's considering taking invoking the 25th Amendment. Oh, yeah. She wants to invoke the 25th Amendment on trying to remove President Trump from the White House. Can you believe that? I mean, seriously. If this year can get any more nuttier, old Crazy Nancy wants to invoke the 25th Amendment to try to remove Trump from office. And that would make Vice President Pence the new president to basically order out his duties, so to speak. I mean, this year, I mean, is it over yet? I mean, a lot of us are wondering, how much more damage can this country take? This year has been crazy. I mean, we've been on a roller coaster of a year. Seriously. From the Mueller reports to the impeachment hearings to now the coronavirus for the last going on 7 months I mean, and then the lockdowns, the quarantines, the social distancing. This all, folks, has to end. It has to end fast. Because I'm telling you right now, and I'm going to get more into this on the show. I'm going to get really in depth on this show. This show, folks, first of all, if you're new to the show, I want to explain something. This show is a little different from any other, podcast or political podcast, okay? I don't have a filter. I don't read off of a script. I don't read off of a teleprompter. I tell you how it is. I'm kind of like the president, right? I tell you how it is. I'm kind of like Trump. I don't have a filter, and I don't listen to editors, sponsors. I just tell you how it is. If you don't like it, then maybe this show is not for you. Maybe it's not for you. But, we're talking about the president now speaking on his first appearance at the White House. It wasn't. Now, I want to say one thing about this. This was not his usual rally of thousands of people. Okay? Well, you can't say rally now. You have to say peaceful protest. That's how much this garbage has influenced into this country. You say rally now. Now everybody looks at you with the crooked eye. It has to be, it's a peaceful protest. It's a peaceful protest. A bunch of garbage. I never heard of this crap in my life. Never heard of it in my life. I tell you. Hey guys, back to the show. We're talking about a lot of different things. We're talking about what basically, what is this country going to look like in the next year? What is it going to look like, if Biden and Harris become president? It's going to be a really, really, really crazy time in this country. We're gonna be basically under the Pelosi machine. And right before I took a break, I was just saying about how Pelosi now is trying to invoke the 25th Amendment now. Oh yeah, U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said she will talk about the 25th Amendment. This was just yesterday, Friday, which outlines how a sitting president can be removed by the vice president and cabinet. Now she's trying to influence Pence and the cabinet to try to have him removed from office. What the hell is going on? What is going on with our democracy that our own House Speaker of the House of Representatives, Nancy Pelosi, is trying to invoke this garbage, this nonsense? You got to listen to this. Paul, can you play soundbite number 6, please?
What your prospects are at this moment?
Well, I don't know what the prospects are when we hear people saying I'm young and I'm a perfect specimen, instead of addressing the fact that 50,000 people were infected, reported to be infected yesterday. Nearly 1,000 people died. What are we talking about here?
What are you talking about, Nancy?
Tomorrow? Come here tomorrow. We're going to be talking about the 25th Amendment, but not to take attention away from the subject we have now.
Do you think it's time to invoke the 25th Amendment?
I'll talk to you about that tomorrow. I'll talk to you about it tomorrow. I'm not talking about it today, except to tell you, if you want to talk about that, we'll see you tomorrow. But you take me back to my point. Mr. President, when was the last time you had a negative test before you tested positive? Why is the White House
Turn this off. Turn this garbage off. Turn it off. I can't listen to it anymore. I can't listen to the rhetoric from this crazy mental case of a House Speaker. When was the last time President Trump had tested negative for the coronavirus? First of all, let me say one damn thing, okay? I have lived through some crazy stuff in this country. I have. I'm sure everybody, all my listeners out there, have lived through some crazy times. But I'm telling you right now, when was the last time that Nancy had a mental examination? I'm serious. This woman is showing clear signs of dementia. I thought Joe was bad. I thought Biden. Well, Biden is pretty bad. I mean, he's got some crazy, just out of the world scenarios that just foggle through his mindset. But I mean, this woman is now being so radicalized. She has jumped so much to the left as a House Speaker. Now she's trying to invoke the 25th Amendment. And then you can hear her talking to reporters there saying, oh, we'll talk tomorrow. We'll talk tomorrow. I don't want to talk about it today. We'll talk tomorrow about the 25th Amendment. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Nancy? Have you gone so mental? Have you expressed so much hate towards this president that you're now trying to invoke the 25th Amendment on him? To have him removed from office? The Mueller reports failed. The impeachment hearings failed. Nancy, you have failed on every angle of trying to take the president out of office. Now you're trying to invoke the 25th Amendment? Seriously, what the hell is going on with this democracy? What is going on with this democracy? I don't understand it. I clearly don't understand it.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Exactly. That's what I say. Shut the hell up, Nancy. No one wants to hear this rubbish, this outrage, just stupid crap. It's ridiculous. No one wants to hear that. Oh, I want to invoke I want to invoke the 25th Amendment because I don't like Trump. You sound like a 2-year-old, first of all. You sound like, God, the hell is this country going to? Serious, folks. If I don't know how much more I have to play sound bites, I have to, try to influence you, the listener. Maybe you're a first-time listener to my show. I don't know how much more I have to emphasize this on my show. I'm sure other podcast hosts do the same thing. But folks, this election is probably going to be the most important election ever because your liberties are at stake, your freedoms are at stake, everything that you hold dear to is at stake. Folks, we cannot be a socialist country. A socialist country. We cannot be a socialist country. We can't have it. I'm telling you, times are getting crazy by the moment, by the day. You look at places like New York. I'm a former New Yorker, okay? You got a governor that's acting more like a dictator than a damn governor. You should call him Dictator Cuomo and de Blasio and Murphy of New Jersey. All three of them just are just outrageously corrupted. It's beyond me. Did you see what Cuomo said just the other day? Oh, you should have heard it. You should have heard it. This man, okay, is attacking Jews. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And this is what I mean by it, okay? You go to the numbers, and I look at the numbers all the time. I wish I was making these up, but I'm not. You can't make this up. And this is what I'm getting at. The other day, I'm looking at an article, okay? And this is how far Democratic leadership is going. They're becoming radicalized. It's not the same Democratic Party like it once was 30, 40, 50 years ago. It's not. They're so radicalized today, it's beyond me. That's why I said I don't know how much more this country can take. The other day, I'm looking at an article of what Cuomo had said. And he's attacking Jews right there in the interview or the press conference or whatever the hell it was. I think it was a press conference, right, Paul? Yeah, he's shaking his head. He's attacking them. And Orthodox Jews. And he's looking at I'm looking at the numbers, and you can go to a section of Corona, New York. Which is, the same district as AOC. Yeah, the bartender from Queens, right? Yeah, Corona, New York, right? That district is now under control of radical leftist AOC, and she's just as worse. Don't get me started with her. She should go back to bartender. That woman completely doesn't know anything about what the hell she's doing. And we're looking at Cuomo attacking Orthodox Jews. Okay? And the numbers, seriously. I mean, with just Corona itself. There are Hispanics that have the highest case numbers of coronavirus. Doesn't say a peep about it. But then when it comes to the Orthodox Jews in the district, oh yeah, he's right against them. Oh, I don't care what religion and this and that. If it doesn't matter, you have to follow the rules. You have to follow the rules. I mean, this stuff, folks, this type of dictatorship, this type of just chaos has to end. It has to end. I don't know how much more we could take, literally. I don't. I have no recollection of how much. God, I'm sounding like Sleepy Joe over here. I don't know how much more this country can take. I don't know how much more this country can take. when you have a man by Joe Biden that just says this garbage. Garbage. You want to know where your country is? Maybe you should listen to a little bit of this. Maybe it'll change your mind. Oh yeah, maybe it'll change your mind.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. My Democratic colleagues don't like me saying this. I think the two-party system is good for the South and good for the Negro, good for the black. And other than the fact that they still call me boy, I think they've changed their mind. They're gonna put you all back in chains. First sort of mainstream African American who was articulate and right and clean and white-looking guy. I mean, that's a story.
It was hurtful to hear you talk about the reputation of two United States senators who built their reputation and career on the segregation of race in this country. Are you going to apologize?
Apologize for what? For what?
Folks, if that soundbite can't change your mind about what country you want this country to become in the next year, possibly 4 to 8 years under a Biden administration, folks, this country is going in the wrong direction. I mean, seriously. From saying black people will turn white neighborhoods and schools into racial jungles. Yeah, this is Joe Biden saying this. And I quote, to describe an Obama as the first clean African American to lead their party. By the way, I had no idea black people were dirty. To calling a KKK leader his mentor, Biden along President Obama and Bill Clinton utilized this evil man as a Democratic, of course, whose monuments are still erected around the nation, including a huge statue Obama had ordered in his honor. Let that sink in. Of course, he wasn't wearing his Klan garb. Biden recently said minorities were all poor. He also wanted to thank black women for stocking shelves for the American people during the COVID pandemic. Let's not forget his work with segregationists. Biden frequently used the N-word on Capitol Hill, the racist statements about Indians working at Dunkin' Donuts and gas stations. Yeah. He also notably said that Haitians are all cab drivers and black people aren't as diverse as Hispanics. Folks, this will be America as you know it if you elect Joe Biden and Kamala Harris as president and vice president of the United States in less than a month. We are now 24 days, Paul? 24 days before the general election. 24 days before you have your voice in this thing. Your voice is the most powerful machine that there is. Let me explain something to you, okay? The social media, the mainstream media, is not as strong as the American voice. Let that sink in, folks. Let that sink in. I don't know what's going to happen. No one knows what America will become, but I can tell you what it will become. It will become a third world hellhole under these two people if they're elected president and vice president. I'm telling you, a lot more to the show. We'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back. This podcast is sponsored by Anchor Podcasting. Anchor, what a great app. I'm telling you right now, folks, if you're looking for a podcast to start out, choose Anchor. I'm telling you what, Anchor is out there, guys. It really is. It really is. I love Anchor, and it's great. It really is. It's a good app.
It's tough to know where to start. That's why Anchor gives podcasters the tools they need to make each episode better than the last. Now, Anchor Analytics includes new stats from Spotify to help you better understand who's listening and what they like about your show. With charts that let you see how far people are making it into each episode and where they're dropping off, you can plan your podcast around the content that performs best. Hover over to see how many people are tuning into specific segments and learn what hooks your audience by comparing the average listening time across multiple episodes. Using anonymized demographic data from Spotify, take a granular look at the age and gender of your listeners to start tailoring your content or targeting new audiences. Track analytics from multiple platforms and Spotify insights. Everything you need to grow your podcast all in one place with Anchor.
So, we're talking a lot about the show today, about a lot of different things. Where the hell the country's going in a year from now if it's elected within the wrong leadership. A lot of people are coming to even question me. People I know, close friends, close family members, even people I see off the street sometimes. I mean, they hear my show. They're always smiling, saying, Mike, you got a great show. You got a great podcast. We need people like you to just keep on voicing it out so people can understand, and a lot of people are starting to say, if Biden wins, everything that Trump has done in the last 3.5, almost 4 years, was it worth anything? Did he waste his time? Where is America going to go after all that hard work that Trump and Pence put in? Was it worth anything of that? I mean, seriously, folks, you need to ask yourself a question. Is it worth anything? Anything after all that work that Trump and Pence literally did for us as Americans? Created good jobs, low unemployment rates, stock market at an all-time high. I mean, the list goes on. I mean, seriously, everything that we have achieved as a country in the last 3.5 years, are you ready to give that up? I sure as hell ain't ready to give it up. I tell you, I was just talking about before I took a break here, I was just talking about how now crazy Nancy Pelosi is now trying to invoke the 25th Amendment. Oh, yeah. The 25th Amendment. I mean, seriously, any more attack on this president, it's unreal. We see crazy scenario after the next. Just talking about how de Blasio and Cuomo is now becoming a modern day dictator over Orthodox Jews. Oh, yeah. It's okay for Black Lives Matter, Antifa, and other. Don't worry, folks. They're practicing their amendments. They're practicing their free speech. They're practicing their right to occupy. They're allowed to do that because it's a peaceful protest. It's a peaceful protest. They don't have masks on. They don't social distance. There's thousands upon thousands of them in streets, inner cities, and everything else. But de Blasio and people like Cuomo are saying, oh, that's okay because it's a friendly protest. Since when is burning buildings down, tearing down historic monuments, lighting people's businesses on fire considered a friendly protest? You know what that looks like, folks? That looks like nothing but domestic terrorism. Domestic terrorism at its finest. But that's okay. But what's not okay in their eyes is freedom of religion. No, you can't have that in this country anymore. Oh, yeah. All the churches are being closed down, and Orthodox Jews, especially from these nitwits of leadership, is being attacked every day. Every day in New Jersey, New York, and New York City. Every single day. You can't go to church. No. There's been an attack a war on religion in this country since 2012. You want to look up your history? You can look up your history. A war on religion in this country. It's beyond me. It's beyond me. What we're seeing in this country, folks, is sad. It really is. It's sad, and it's quite frankly very, very, very. I just don't know the words. I don't know the words. I don't know the words to basically come to call it. But I want to play a little soundbite here on just what's going on. I mean, literally, have we reached the end of white Christian America? Have we? Have we reached the end of white Christian America? Or have we reached the end of Christianity in this country? Okay? Well, if you say Christianity, is it more white or is it more mixed race? Because every time you say Christianity, everybody says white Christian America. Well, Christians are of every color and every creed. But have we reached the end of Christian America? Well, I surely hope not, folks.
The remarkable truth is this: America is no longer a white Christian country, and that's going to have profound implications. In the early 1990s, fewer than 1 in 10 Americans said that they were religiously unaffiliated. That number today is nearly a quarter. It's 23%. About 2/3 of seniors identify as white and Christian. But if we go down to the youngest Americans, those under the age of 30, only 29% of that group identifies as white and Christian. Today we have 0 Protestants on the U.S. Supreme Court, and if Merrick Garland is confirmed, we will have 5 Catholics and 4 Jews. The 2012 election with Romney versus Obama is a good illustration of just how quickly the power of white Christian America has declined. Romney actually did pretty well among white evangelical voters. He hit all his basic marks that his campaign should have hit. If he had run the same campaign he ran and got the same kinds of support he got in 2004, he would have won. But what had changed between 2004 and 2012 was that the religious and racial landscape had shifted just enough that it wasn't enough to put him over the top. Now, obviously, we're seeing Donald Trump running with this playbook. We may have a real test case on our hands about whether or not there are, in fact, enough white Christian voters out there for a Republican candidate to win, relying on those supermajorities. One key question.
All right, folks, this is what I'm saying. This is what's boiling down to what I'm trying to say of just simple Christianity in this country. Okay? We are looked as a white Christian nation. Whether you want to believe it, whether you want to admit to it, whatever. This country was always founded with white Christianity views and thoughts and just expressions, okay? Sadly, okay, it was. Okay? But then as time, basically it collapsed and time went by, we've become a nation of other cultures, other people from other lands, right? We've become friendly to African Americans. We have we have been friendly to other nations. Okay, we are a nation of welcoming with warm arms. Okay, but now we are seeing just division. We are seeing just hate-filled people in this world. Okay, coming from other countries that have that type of hate, have that type of division, and they're trying to inject it as a poison in this country. And what I want to come to is the next segment here is the war on Christianity. I mean, it's coming for you. It really is. It's coming to you. It's coming for me. It's coming for everybody in this country. Okay? And it's being orchestrated with just hate-filled, nasty people. And I want to play another soundbite here. This is going to be soundbite number 9. And I'm just going to explain to you. I got this off of OAN. If anybody follows that network, it's a really good conservative network. And I want to plug it into my show here of just what's going on here with the war on Christianity. I mean, seriously, it's affecting Orthodox Jews because, you know, obviously, if you're a minority in this country, it's okay. It's okay. Go burn down things. Go practice your freedom of speech. Go practice all your freedoms and liberties. It's okay not to wear a mask. It's okay not to social distance. But you want to go to church on Sunday, that's not okay. That's not okay. Social distance is in place. Masks have to be worn. Churches have to remain closed because of possible spread of COVID. Give me a break. War of Christianity is upon us, folks. It really is. It's upon us, and it's affecting everybody.
Washington is working really well for the folks.
It's affecting everybody. I can't emphasize any more what's going on here.
The left is waging a war on Christianity, and they're ramping up their assaults on Christians in the public sphere. You don't have to take my word for it. You can see it for yourself. CNN's John King asked on his show this week if Second Lady Karen Pence should be allowed to practice her Christian religion since her Secret Service protection is paid for by all taxpayers, including non-Christians. Watch.
Does it matter that all taxpayers pay for her housing? All taxpayers pay for her Secret Service protection? It's not her fault that she needs protection. This is the world we live in. But all taxpayers subsidize her life.
So what was he suggesting? That the only government officials, including the wives of elected officials, have to ditch their religious beliefs if they want to serve in office?
That was
actually the second
folks, this is terrible. This is terrible. This is the country you live in right now. This is the country you live in right now. This is the sick, deranged people. Everything is just rubbish. It's disgusting. It's like we live in a hellhole. You want to know what hell looks like? You're in it. You're in it. I'm just looking at. They're talking about how Trump is against Jewish and Orthodox Jews. Oh yeah. Did you hear that? That came out of the news the other day. Yeah. Oh, Trump is a racist. Yeah, he's a racist. Yeah, he employs before he took office, folks, he employs just as many African Americans and Hispanics in his company than he does white or Caucasian men or women. Yeah, but he's a racist. Yeah, he's done more for the African American community than your Barack Obama. Yeah, he's a racist, right? He's a racist. He's against Jews and this and that. His friggin' daughter's married to a Jewish man, Jared Kushner. They have Jewish children. He has Jewish grandchildren. How in the hell is Trump against Jewish people? This is sick. This is the sickness we live in this country. This is just the outrageous, neurotic, stupid shit we have to live through in this country. It's terrible. It's terrible. I like I said, I don't understand how much more this country can adhere, how much more this country can go on. I mean, it's literally, this country is on life support with everything it handles on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. Seriously. If you attack a president, oh, he's against Jewish people. He's against... I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Again, his daughter, Ivanka Trump, is married to a Jewish man. They have Jewish... He's got Jewish grandchildren. What the hell is... Oh, stop it right there. Stop it right there. I need to calm down. I really do. I can't become them. Because if I become them, then it's just another excuse to have the radical left say, "Oh, I told you so. I told you so." You suffer from Trump derangement syndrome. No, my friends, I don't suffer from Trump derangement syndrome. You people suffer from mental delusion. I am an American patriot. When is an American patriot not allowed to sit down at a family restaurant with their family or friends? When is people not allowed to go to a bar with their friends and have a few drinks maybe after work or on a holiday or a birthday? When are people not allowed to go to church on Sunday and practice their religious beliefs of freedom that they have in this country? When are people not allowed to express their views? Oh, if you express your views, you're automatically considered a racist, a bigot, white supremacy. This is the sickness we are living through, folks. This is the sickness we are living through. I'm telling you right now, if things do not settle down sooner or later, we will be living through another civil war. And I'm telling you right now, it's not. Folks, times are pretty much almost near the near. If we do not defend our nation with brave arms, with our fellow sisters and brothers that look at this country with sovereignty, look at this country full of liberty, freedoms, we won't have a country, folks. We need to separate the division, the racism, and the culture war that's continuing in this country. Folks, we cannot have this anymore. We cannot be a country of socialism. We cannot be a country of communism. We must defend our country with open arms. Defend it. Because we must go on as a country and as a nation. And as a country that's the greatest country on the face of the earth. We cannot sell ourselves short of the radical left agendas. We cannot sell ourselves short of the domestic terror groups in this country that are trying to change our culture. We must look at Lady Liberty. Look at her with a smile on our face and salute that flag. Oh, glory. Oh, glory. Folks, this is the United States of America. This is land of the free, home of the brave. And it's a mighty, mighty good land I call home. Thank you for joining in to today's podcast.
You just heard an episode of the Kitchen Angle Show, an Anchor podcast.